What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, according to recent reports, undefeated WBA light heavyweight world champion, Russian superstar boxer Dmitry Bivol has officially turned down a fight, a rematch with 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Álvarez. Okay, so according to these reports, Dmitry Bivol set to move on from Canelo Álvarez. His demands are stupid, quote, from Dmitry Bivol, right? He says, Dmitry Bivol says that Canelo Álvarez is, wants to have the same terms and wants to have all the control, right, for the rematch. And Dmitry Bivol is saying, right, why do I have to do all that when I'm the A side and I beat you? This is what he said. He says, quote, they don't want a rematch. They know that they lost very badly in the first fight and that they have less chances of winning in the second fight. So they're making, they're making ridiculous demands for the rematch, right? So Dmitry Bivol is saying that Canelo Álvarez is making up ridiculous demands, okay? And they said that they're looking forward to a fight with Benavidez, okay? So now they want the undisputed match with Benavidez, who holds 3 of the belts. Dmitry Bivol only holds the the WBA. So they said that, and Dmitry Bivol is saying, in my opinion, that they know that they're going to lose. So this is forcing Canelo Álvarez now to have to face off against Benavidez and accept that $50 million contract that Al Heyman has set forth for a guaranteed $50 million for Canelo Álvarez to face off against Benavidez, right? Canelo Álvarez is 59 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. So Dmitry Bivol, he beat Canelo Álvarez May of 2022, right? Outclassed him. He dominated Canelo Álvarez, to be exact, okay? And Canelo Álvarez knows this. This is hard for Canelo Álvarez to accept. Bivol is now 21 wins, no loss, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 6 feet tall with a 72-inch arm reach. He outclassed and dominated Canelo Álvarez, and then immediately following after, he outclassed and dominated Zurdo Ramirez. And I think that even more, they saw the confidence. They saw he was more comfortable in the ring with Zurdo. He beat Canelo Álvarez May of 2022. Then he beat Zurdo in November. And he dominated. He dominated both those fights. Zurdo, he didn't even lose a round. And then Canelo Álvarez, he may have lost 2-3 rounds at tops. It's an uphill battle, but it's a fight that Canelo Álvarez is hard for him to accept this defeat. And so he in his mind and in his heart, he wants this rematch, but his mind is saying, I don't think I could win this fight. So it's ironic because Al Heyman, the PBC Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman, who advises undefeated 2-time WBC super middleweight Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer Benavidez, okay? And they just offered Canelo Álvarez Benavidez 27 wins, no losses, no draws, 23 wins by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age, 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach, right? And they just offered him a guaranteed contract of $50 million, Al Heyman and the PBC, to fight Benavidez, who ironically is his WBC mandatory challenger. And Canelo Álvarez, quote unquote, is mulling it over, thinking it over. What's there to think over? And Dmitry Bivol, he wants the rematch to take place at super middleweight for Canelo Álvarez undisputed titles, right? He said he don't want no excuses. Canelo's most comfortable at 168, and they don't want to wait, right? And so they don't want to have any excuses. They don't want Canelo Álvarez's excuse for losing to Dimitri Bivol was daring to be great. But he was already the WBO champion at light heavyweight when he beat Sergey Crusher Kovalev. So he already fought it that way. He already knew what it was like. He already won a title there, official title. The WBO title from Sergey Kovalev, official champion, right? Who was coming off of a highlight reel, exciting fight of the year performance against Anthony Yarde. So he already knew what it was like to be in the ring. Crusher Kovalev was one of the best light heavyweights in his era. He wasn't the same guy that lost to Andre Ward twice, but Sergey Kovalev was still that guy who just stopped Anthony Yarde in an exciting fight. And he beat Kovalev. Now, there's some questions about how that fight ended, but nonetheless, he won. Right? Then he goes up and fights Bivol and gets dominated, and now he was daring to be great. So Dimitri Bivol said that he had, then Canelo said he had a shoulder injury and a hand injury, his right hand and his shoulder, that he had to have repaired. So it was the weight, it was daring to be great, the injuries, and Dimitri Bivol is saying he's not accepting that. He don't want to put himself in that position. He beat Canelo again. He won't get his credit, and he don't want to do that. So he's saying, I got to fight him at 168. 168 for his undisputed titles. And that's it. There's no excuses. Now, on the flip side, Canelo is saying he don't want to fight Bivol at 168 because he don't want people to say Bivol wasn't at his best. But you already dared to be great at 75, and we saw how you looked there. Right? So he wants to get full credit for beating Bivol at 75. But if he loses to Bivol, then he'll have a built-in excuse. And Bivol don't want that, so he wants to eliminate that and fight Canelo Álvarez at his natural weight at 168. And so now Bivol is saying they're asking for ridiculous demands in for this rematch for September, and he's now focusing on an undisputed match with Artur Beterbiev, which is ironic because as Dimitri Bivol made it clear that he wants to fight Canelo Álvarez, okay, at his best weight at 168 for his undisputed titles, and then go back up and fight Artur Beterbiev, who is the unified. Artur Beterbiev holds 3 belts. Okay, he holds the WBC, IBF, and WBO titles. He's the unified light heavyweight champion. 19 wins, no loss, no draw. 19 wins by way of knockout. 38 years of age, 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach. Now he's going to face Caleb Smith. That's coming up August 19th of this year. That's a tough fight for Artur Beterbiev, but I expect him to be victorious. And that's who Dimitri Bivol wants to fight, but he's busy. He's fighting in August. So Bivol wants to fight in September. Clearly, he ain't going to fight Artur Beterbiev in September. So he wants to have another fight. So he wants to have the opportunity to become undisputed in 2 separate weight classes. Fight Canelo, beat him at 68. He'll be undisputed there. And then go back up 75, fight Artur Beterbiev and beat him and be undisputed there. Suddenly, the World Boxing Council, better known as the WBC, President Mauricio Suleiman, board of 32 members, who we know hold Canelo in high regard, and they favor Canelo Álvarez, okay? They fancy behind Canelo Álvarez. They yearn for his promotion, representation of their sanction body. And suddenly they said if Bivol comes down and fight Canelo at 168, or fights Dimitri Bivol, or fights Artur Beterbiev, they're gonna pull their belt off the table. So if he fights Canelo at 168, they're gonna pull the belt off the table. If he fights Artur Beterbiev, they're gonna pull the belt off the table. So he's not fighting for undisputed either which way because he's a Russian athlete. Meanwhile, Artur Benavidez is a Russian athlete that just identifies as Canadian. He's Russian. He just identifies as Canadian. He represents Canada because that's where he fights out of. That's not who he is. That's not where he's from. He's the same as Dimitri Bivol, period. So they did this to put Dimitri Bivol in the box. What do you mean, Blue? They put Dimitri Bivol in the box. He can't fight Artur Benavidez for undisputed. He can't fight Canelo Álvarez at 68 for undisputed. So why go down to 68? He might as well stay at 75, represent the WBA title he has, and that way Canelo can fight him and get his way, period. Well, now Canelo Álvarez is in a position where he's going to have to make a decision because Bivol says that he'll just rather sit and wait now for Artur Benavidez. So now Canelo Álvarez may as well go ahead and defend his titles against David Benavidez for $50 million. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.